Why some Texans are worrying about water rationing on News 8 at 10.
The following is a special presentation from WFAA TV and News 8, the spirit of Texas. It's history in the making. Light rail comes to Texas. After 13 years, loud controversy, and huge cost. DART. A ticket to ride. Now your hosts, Gloria Campos and Chip Moody.
Good evening, everybody. Well, it's 2 days and counting, and the DART trains are about ready to roll.
DART's new light rail system is the largest public works project in North Texas since DFW opened in 1974.
We are at the Illinois station here in Oak Cliff right now, and that is where we are headed, 5 miles north to downtown Dallas.
So for the next half hour, come along with us as we ride a DART train through the system's past, present, and future. And along the way, we'll answer some questions about riding the rails.
The first question, of course, is how do you actually ride a DART train? Well, you have to buy a ticket, and you do that at machines just like this. They are at every station.
And it's easy if you remember one rule. Select your ticket first, pay for it last. It's $1 each way.
So, now you have your ticket. All you have to do is get on board the train. DART operates on the honor system, so there are no turnstiles and no one to actually take that ticket.
Instead, a DART police officer will check 1 in every 3 riders. So once you're aboard a DART train, where does it go?
Well, just over 11 miles of DART's opening 20-mile starter system are opening now. The red line goes north from the Westmoreland station through downtown to Pearl Street.
The blue line starts at the Illinois station and runs north to Pearl Street, too. Right now, there are 14 stops in all.
The trains, including this one, are all directed by DART's control center near Fair Park, each one being tracked to know exactly where it is.
And that brings up a very important question. Are the trains safe?
To get people out of their cars and onto the train, DART must convince the public that its system is more than fast, clean, and effective. DART must prove it is safe.
We will have also an officer on each train.
DART is making an unusual promise. A police officer, like Sergeant Janice Mixon, on board every train, even though the agency has only 78 officers.
It's going to be tight, most definitely, but we will deploy the individuals to ride the trains, 1 officer per train.
Even with police, crime is a fact of life on the train. And not just on New York's subway. This assault took place in Sacramento.
This right here box is our emergency assistance.
In addition to police, DART has put in 6 call boxes per train car so passengers can call the train operator if there's trouble. In turn, he talks to the control center, which keeps tab on every train.
Of course, the train will be well lit.
And if there is an emergency on board, passengers can pull this red lever, which will soon be covered by glass boxes.
Break out the glass, pull this handle down, and it will bring the train to a stop.
Another safety concern? Traffic through neighborhoods unfamiliar with trains, and that includes downtown.
You're parked illegally. It's illegal to be on railroad tracks, sir.
Pacific Street has become a transit mall, meaning it'll work kind of like McKinney Avenue with its trolley, and cars will run right along with the train.
I've been downtown for about 15 years, and this street's always been a one-way street going this way. I think it's going to cause people a lot of problems.
It's illegal to be on railroad tracks, sir.
DART police, including Officer Ron Wilder, have spent the past 3 months warning motorists on Pacific. Now, so far, the message hasn't stuck. Drivers aren't supposed to cross these rows of traffic bumps, but they do, again and again.
The main thing we want to tell these people is, hey, there's a train going to be coming through here. Stay off the tracks.
Major intersections have warning lights, gates, and the train can blow its horn. But downtown is different. Instead of warning lights and gates, the 50-ton cars use a signaling system and glide along, powered by 850 volts of electricity. That stealth-like quiet has led to dozens of accidents from Portland to Denver, and always it is the car that loses. DART Vice President Victor Burke acknowledges the risk.
We're going to have an accident at some point in some time. I don't know any system that's accident-free.
So there will be accidents and there will be some crime on the train, but DART contends by and large it'll be a system noted not just for its newness, but for its safety.
As we come into the stop here at 8th and Corinth, one logical question, how do we get off the train?
At each station, the doors should automatically open. If not, press the yellow exit button, and you have 20 seconds to get off or on.
And that brings up another question. Is the business community climbing on board?
It's lunchtime at Mama's Daughter's Diner in Dallas's West End. Fries from hand-peeled spuds and home-cooked meals have been served here for 2 years, a rough 2 years, while DART built the rail line just outside its door. But owner Steve Gosden says the future should be different.
The hopper bus that used to run has been back and forth, and it was about a 15-minute ride. So now they can do a 5-minute jump and still do their 45-minute line.
Tourists will flock to the West End faster and cheaper by rail, and DART planner Doug Allen says small business will reap the most benefits.
Expect a lot of the, cafe, street cafe type of activity going on here in the West End, and as we go through downtown, we expect to see that more of a pedestrian type of environment.
DART hopes to repeat Portland's success, where light rail generated $800 million in new economic growth. Dallas developers already plan to convert old warehouses into loft apartments and retail space.
Once the developers and the business people find out the advantages of a rail system and how people will react to it, they're going to want to locate near it.
In Oak Cliff, work already is underway to convert an abandoned railway barn into 45,000 square feet of train museum, office, and retail space. DART's J.T. Williams says this project near the Illinois station is the first joint venture between DART and private industry.
This is a very expensive project in and of itself, but with the two coming together, working this project, there is a return. It's an economic bonanza, we believe.
But construction of the rail line further south has hurt some businesses.
I think it's been at least about a 45% drop off in business.
Still, some businesses along Lancaster Boulevard plan for the future. New banks and supermarkets are opening up, and land prices here have jumped 5 times. But Jim Reed of the Southern Dallas Development Corporation says DART is not an economic cure-all for the southern sector.
I think it will aggregate the development around the stations that would have normally occurred, and there'll be some net addition, but it's not going to be nirvana.
DART has brought construction jobs south of the Trinity, and it will transport workers to better-paying jobs elsewhere. Workers will soon ride to North Dallas, where the rail line is still a work in progress. Just north of downtown, DART is building a big tunnel connecting a $26 million subway station under North Central Expressway to City Place above. And new owners of the Dallas Mavericks say land across from City Place is a possible site for a new sports arena. A rail line exit already is in place. But this train stop underground may never open unless DART reaches an agreement with the property owner up top. In other cities with new light rail systems, development has followed. But many Dallas builders and bankers burned by the 1980s real estate collapse are taking a cautious approach, waiting for proof of healthy ridership before they jump on board.
A major goal of every mass transit system is to get cars off the road. Coming up, will DART trains actually save time, trouble, and the environment? Our rush hour race is next.
This morning's captioning is sponsored by Pro Staff, people you can count on for a qualified workforce, for customized training, for finding the perfect match for the needs of the organization. Count on Pro Staff. Tonight on the News 8 Update at 10 after Prime Time Live.
I don't think they represent family values anymore.
Disney theme parks take a hit. Tonight, why Baptists are boycotting the entertainment giant. Plus, a startling new development in the Michael Irvin drug case. And see why some Texans are worried about water rationing.
Experienced, fast, tough, real. This is News 8 Now. See it tonight on the News 8 Update at 10. The Spirit of Texas.
They all just moved in. He ain't a dry cleaner. The thing I don't know is, who's that guy who's always snooping around? I thought that was my job.
The City, weeknights here on Channel 8, The Spirit of Texas.
Now, a little bit about the DART trains themselves. Each car is roughly 8 feet wide, 92 feet long, and has 72 of these cushions